Poor migrant workers from Mexico and other Latin American countries, Arizona, Alabama, and Georgia have enacted some serious laws that it's making the lives of immigrants very miserable in these states, and so they're exiting them by the droves. And there is an economic impact in which housing and cheap labor disappears. I mean, occupancy, full occupancy, and cheap labor disappears, and so on. And now Georgia is kind of wondering, well, since we have this law, we don't have no people to pick our strawberries or peach. So what's gonna happen now? So I'm not sure how they're gonna sort of work with that law and get the people to come in and work, conscientiously and hard and so on. On the other hand, everybody tend to think that these immigrants are so special and they're so wonderful, and of course they do provide the cheap labor. But what I've observed is that they're going to work hard in the sun, and everybody say, "Oh, they're so good. Let us give them a green card." And as soon as they get a green card, they go into the next state and start telling people, "Oh, I'm a professional from Mexico, and I'm this big contractor and all that stuff," and they're going to make the money. All right, so it's getting plain. You work for menial, money and do menial tasks, work hard, but as soon as you get regularized, go on and start making the money, because you see the whole bottom line is they have to repatriate that money to their city and to the family and so on. Some places, a significant portion of the GDP is through repatriation or sending money home to take care of various things. And many journalists are sort of they buy the whole story hook, sinker, and line. I recall when I was in California, out in the valley, the Tulare County, there's where the orange grove is. So I went down there to teach, and while they were working on getting my criminal background checked and so on, and playing around with whether they're gonna hire me or not, the racist kind of deal, I went to see if I could get to pick some oranges. So they started asking me questions like this: "Do you have experience in picking oranges?" No. All we need people with experience. Oh, okay. So all these Mexicans come in, they come with experience, right? Okay. And then the next thing, I gone by the place where they hire them now, say like a labor pool where all the immigrants sit down and they get hired. When I show up there, these people are hostile to me, man. They watch me as like, you better get your arse out of here. So is it really that they seriously want to work, or they're seriously going to work, or they're just trying to dominate the market so that, and look out for each other? So you can't get in. They're not going to hire a minority. They're not going to hire anybody else. The employers will not hire other races. And the labor pool, which is controlled by some opulent bandito Mexican, he's not going to hire you. And in fact, they'll kill you if you hang around. All right. On the other hand, when they get organized, what they do is, you see, in Mexico, they're shooting up one another in the drug deal and the whole 9 yards. Life is cheap. So when they cross that Rio Grande, there's a certain solidarity that exists, and the enemy then is not each other, but it's somebody else. So what would happen is that if you have a business in which you could um, end up hiring them, they could rob you, or like they love that. So what's happening? You find that I was driving a truck once, and this Mexican guy sent me someplace with a truck, and he has 50 pallets, which is about $10 each, or 250 or $5. So it's either 250 to $500 is worth. But when I reached, there was no pallets in the truck. No, he gave me a pouch with some note and some money to give to some special guy. No, he had somebody working there that was sign off that he brought in all these pallets, so that he's getting paid for no pallets he sent, and that was his business. So they organize and for you who hire both of them, because they're gonna conspire to rob both businesses, and or rob your business, especially if it has the potential to be robbed like that. If it's a weighing thing, they'll give them extra weight and so on, and the meet after four to share the money. So I don't know. I don't know how the business is going to be resolved. As a matter of fact, what I think is this. I think that America, the Department of Education, need to reevaluate this No Child Left Behind, because I believe that there are millions of Americans who should be out there picking the corn and picking the oranges. You find that they're saying that everybody could go to a university and college, and I can't see that happening. I mean, God said, give that one guy 4 talents, next one two and one. And some people is born with no talent. All they need to do is sit down and get a check. In my country, they sit down and the parents got to take care of them until they die. And so, when you send them on and they spend all this money and they graduate, you have to lower the standards so they could graduate. Some of them just show up, they study nothing, and they graduate. So when they come out to work for you, they don't have no skills, no nothing, and they're gonna kill your business. Further, they're gonna be in all this student loan debt, and they're not working. In fact, I met this lady. She said that when she was at college, she was getting money coming through her Ning Ning. She just writing money coming, and she had a nurse, she had a psychologist, she had medication, she had people to take notes, she had people to write her papers. I don't know what she did. So now that she has a degree, all she's studying is like, I would like to get some foster care kids, some foster kids to care for. So that she has this big house, somebody help her get in the house too, the down payment and so on. And she's thinking, I could own but 12 or 10 foster kids. I have a big house here. And she don't care. She won't care about these kids. All she cares about is that check that's going to come in. She's going to pay up that mortgage. She's going to save some. She's going to take care of her kids. And these kids are going to eat, expired food she got from the food bank, clothes from the Salvation Army for free, and all that, and a big buck. So the bottom line is that she should have been out there picking corn. In fact, she smoked herself into the mental condition she's in. She used drugs. But we should say, if you can't pass these exams without us trying to make it easy for you to pass, you should go and pick corn, tomatoes, and whatever. But then, I mean, the racist thing is that only blacks are going to be going picking corn, all the whites and all the Asians are going to be going on to university. So this is the mix-up. So when I look at this whole migrant thing and so on, I don't know what's the solution, man. What do you think? You think there's a solution?